go on. Okay, the page numbers. So the title page. These are the elements. There's a page number at the top. And I think actually this one might be an old one. The heading, running heading starts on the first page now. So I'll show you how to set that up too. But if you're using templates, all of this will be set up for you. It's great stuff. Title, and that's centered, and then all of these elements are centered. Title, author, institutional affiliation. So your name, St. Martin's University, course name and number, professor or instruction, or instructor, or in date turned in. There's kind of a, there's kind of a question I've gotten from students, and I appreciate this question. What if I turn it in late? Should I still put the due date down? I would recommend just the date you're going to turn it in. Just if you turn in an assignment late, professors appreciate if you acknowledge that. What's the best practice if you need to turn a paper in late? Talk to your professor first. If it's going to come in late, I've almost never had the experience as a student of a teacher, getting upset or flying off the handle, and they've all worked. Professors want you to do well, and if it takes an extra day or two, then that's what it takes. Okay. So okay, how many of you have had to set up running head? How did that go? You want to this will help you with it. Do you remember what the steps were? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think it's the APA 7th is you put it on the title page now. And no, you're heading in the right direction. And the reason why they changed it so you didn't have to have because what it used to be under earlier APAs, you'd have the full title, and then at the top of the page you'd have running head, colon, and then a shortened form of the title. What's going on now is just get rid of that running head notification and just go with the short one, right? Because you get on the front page, title page, you can see the full title and you say, yeah. Yes, that's I do recall that. So why am I teaching running heads? Because you've got some professors who still want it. That they still, it's right. You'll notice that was for student papers, but not for professional papers. You have a lot of professors who are hoping that you go on and you become involved enough in the practice that you will publish professionally. And so they want to get you as close to that. APA for publication is different than student style. There's a lot more small rules and things like that. But thank you, whoever pointed that out. That's a good observation. So how do you know whether your professor wants a running head or not? Yep. Yep. Yeah. So a simple way, if you have to set one up, come up here to page numbers, top of the page, and okay, we'll go old style here. So this is before this was back in the Stone Age when I was a student. This is how we had to do it when I was younger. You put your page number. You start with this page number, So the right justified number. And then you add the title. Once you got the short title done enough, you just usually hit tab. If you use it's supposed to be 50 characters long. So if you use all 50 characters, sometimes that'll take you far enough that you won't go a second tab. If it's really short, then you may have to tab twice. But if you're starting the tab from the right, push it back. And I think I started saying that it used to be that the first page had a different running head than the rest of the papers. And that could get pretty confusing, right? So there's some changes to APA 7 that I really like, and that's definitely one of them. Okay. So here's a quick example. Abstracts, no more than 250 words. What should a good abstract do for us? Give you a good general idea what's coming up in the paper. Should also give us a couple other things. Should give us a sense of how the study was conducted. How did you do this research, right? And so a lot of times on the undergraduate level, research papers are more along the lines of literature reviews. So you want to talk about where did you go through there? You don't need to talk too much about it, just a statement or two, but you're giving the reader a good roadmap. And then the third thing is a sense of what the results, what conclusions did you as an author or you as a group of authors come to in the paper. And oftentimes they say no more than 250 words. I've often seen abstracts that a lot of abstracts that are really not more than 150. So really about 150 is kind of conventional. 250 is the max. So if you're writing an abstract and it's not quite getting out to 200 words or something, you don't add stuff. Keep it as concise as possible. Any questions here? Awesome. Okay, templates. How many of you use templates for papers? So we have one hand up here. Yeah. I really like to encourage students to use templates because they take a lot of this formatting, these formatting questions. They answer a lot of them. That being said, we still do need to know the conventions or where to find them because we want to check and make sure the template is working right. Right. Sometimes the template is pulling from an older edition of APA. But in Word, to show you in Word how you can pull one of these up, right, just come to File, New, and you can search APA. There we go. This one I appreciate, right? APA Style Report 6th edition. Right. This one's also 6th edition. So if you this one also, right? It's having this older running head kind of thing. Okay, if this is the case, you get an older one, go ahead and grab it, but modify it so it's to proper citation, proper formatting. And I always like to recommend to students just go ahead and save a copy of it on your hard drive, APA template, and you can keep coming back and using it and save it under a different name. But it takes some of that workload and it shifts it to the file, not always our brains. Does that make sense? I didn't think about this when I was creating this. What should the spacing be in the body of the essay? Double spaced. Should the abstract be double spaced? No, not, it doesn't have to be double spaced. A lot of times it is single spaced. Do you prefer double or single? Oh, okay, you don't work with abstracts? Reference pages at the end, should single or double? Double as well, yeah. Okay. So we've gone through those, right? Again, you just, one of the things I like about a lot of templates is they'll kind of prompt you on elements too, can be useful. Okay, if you used Google Docs, there's a link here to SUNY Broome, State University of New York Broome. They have a template uploaded, so you can grab that. And I know with Apple Pages, you can download a template as well. I have an iPad, so I've downloaded it through there. So I know you should be able to get it on your MacBooks as well. And the idea is use these tools to shift some of that work for us, so we don't have to think about it afterwards.